Good evening, everyone. I'm Matthew Steele. Brian has a night off. Today marks 75 years since the USS Indianapolis was sunk by Japan during World War II. It's the worst naval disaster in U.S. history, and for one Texan, it's a memory he lives with nearly a century later. Our Laura Laughead was there as he was presented with the Congressional Gold Medal. Laura, he's got quite an important story to share, right?
Matthew, Cletus LeBeau is one of only 8 living survivors left from this disaster. He lives in Memphis, just 2 hours north of here, and he grew up in Abernathy. He's an incredible man with an even more incredible story.
We didn't have any food and any water. That's what was happening out there in the water. Nothing.
July 30th, 1945. A date 96-year-old naval veteran Cletus LeBeau says he'll remember until he dies.
They had a big old hole, a big old ship, and it sunk in 12 minutes.
After being torpedoed by a Japanese submarine, the USS Indianapolis went down in just 720 seconds. Not even enough time for a call for abandoned ship, killing 300 and sending 900 men into the Philippine Sea, along with Cletus.
What can you imagine you'd do out there with nothing to do but lay in that big puddle of water?
For days, Cletus and other crew members suffered from dehydration, starvation, and sunburns as they fended off attacks from the sharks swimming beneath them.
The Navy didn't even know we was out there till we were accidentally found.
But he was one of the lucky ones. A plane spotted them, and a day later, help arrived. Out of the 900 stranded, only 317 made it out of the water. He says his faith in God is what helped him stay alive.
When I started off the ship, I just said, "Lord, help me." And from that minute on, I felt good about the whole thing.
On the 75th anniversary of the disaster, he was presented with the Congressional Gold Medal, Congress's highest honor. The award recognizes the surviving crew members like Cletus, but also his brothers who died in battle almost a century ago. His family also planned a drive-by parade to honor the man who refuses to let people call him a hero.
I'm just glad people care enough to do things like that. They'll do it for anybody. Yeah.
To this day, he's still not a fan of the water. Cruises are okay. But he lives not with a fear, but with an appreciation of the lessons he learned while fighting for his life. Lessons he hopes others will learn from his story too.
It just gives me a little deeper thoughts what it means to be safe. And out of the water, and the food in front of me every day when I want it.
His son told me that after the torpedo hit, Cletus walked off the ship hand in hand with 2 other sailors, but only Cletus came back up to the surface. While he hopes others will never forget his story, he also hopes others will remember the stories of the ones who didn't come back.